Visa counseling. So now you've obtained admission and need to apply for your visa. Over 99% of our students are successful in obtaining visas. If your documents are in order, you have adequately prepared yourself for your visa interview, and if you are not nervous, you can be sure to get the visa. You basically need to prove to the visa officer that you are entering the US or UK for the purpose of education only, and you will return to your home country after you complete your education. This can be achieved by showing the visa officer that you have strong financial and family ties in your home country. We will discuss with you the documents that you require for your visa interview tips, and myths about the visa. Please keep the sheet titled Asset Statement in front of you before you proceed. It is helpful to prepare an asset statement which outlines your movable and immovable assets. You should also state your family income in this asset statement. Please follow the format given to you carefully. You should indicate the value of your assets in rupees and US dollars as shown on the sheet. Please state the value of your assets as accurately as possible. Remember, you will be asked for original proof of all your documents, so mention assets that you can prove. For assets like LIC and fixed deposits, please state the invested value only. Assets of the entire family can be listed. The asset statement may or may not be asked for, but this statement will help you understand your assets better and will assist you in answering some of the questions the visa officer may have. Do I have to have money in my saving bank account, or can I show my fixed deposits? You must have a certain amount of money in your savings bank account. Even if you have all funds invested in fixed deposits and shares, you should liquidate some of these funds for your education. Remember, there is no minimum balance required, but showing your first semester fees in cash balances is usually helpful. Can I show my house as an asset even if I don't have any papers? Yes. The consulate understands that POGD system, and hence if you do not have any papers, rent receipts, electricity bills, etc. can be shown as proof of residence. My father files low income tax. What do I do? When the consulate officer asks about your family income, you can state your family's gross income, which is usually much higher than the net income. Also, you can explain to the consulate officer that your family has income which is not declared or not taxable. Be prepared to show further proof to substantiate your statement. Can I get multiple sponsors for my education abroad? Yes. However, be prepared to show the embassy that the added sponsor is a relative who has no children and hence is sponsoring you. There should be a strong bond between the sponsor and you. The embassy does not believe that friends and far-off relatives will pay thousands of dollars to pay for your education. Can I get someone from the US or UK to sponsor my education? If there is no way that you can show your family papers, then you can get someone living in the US or UK to sponsor your visa. Be prepared to show all the papers of your sponsor: passport copy, employment letter, bank statements, and affidavit of support. The embassy will want to know why your family is not sponsoring you. Sometimes it may just be helpful to use your parents as well as a foreign sponsor together. If you can show your family assets, do not opt for using a foreign sponsor. Will a bank letter do, or do I need bank statements? You will need bank statements for the past 3 months. A bank letter will not be acceptable. I have maintained a low bank balance throughout, and suddenly my bank balance has increased. Will I be questioned about this? Yes. If your bank balance has suddenly jumped, be prepared to show where the money came from. Some applicants show property sale deeds, while others show loans repaid from people. What are the most important papers for the consulate? Income tax and bank statements are the most important papers that the consulate relies on. Keep in mind that the most important part of your visa process is your interview. Visa officers rely heavily on the personal interview, and sometimes an officer may base his or her entire decision on the interview and not even look at any papers. There are certain cues that you should be careful of while interviewing with a visa officer. Be firm but polite. Be confident about yourself. Don't hesitate while answering. Look straight at the officer, but don't stare, i.e., make eye contact while talking. Don't bite your nails or fiddle with your hair, your face, etc. while standing. Don't give any papers unless they are asked for. The following questions could be asked during your visa interview. What is the purpose of your trip? A straightforward answer is required for this question. A simple education or to pursue a higher education in the US or UK is sufficient. Which university are you planning to attend? Why did you choose this university? Make sure you know the reason why you have chosen this particular university. You can state things like course content, faculty members, international student numbers, etc. in your answer. Please do adequate research on your university. The visa officer will know if you are being vague or general. Who is going to pay for your education? Mention your sponsor's name. You could say mother or father or uncle or whomever your sponsor is. What does your father or mother do? What is his or her income? Again, talk about what your sponsor does. Know the exact income of your sponsor. How will they pay for the first year of your education? Show me your bank statements. Make sure that you carry the bank statements of your sponsor. You can talk about the movable and immovable assets of your sponsor to indicate that he or she has the required funds for your education. What is your academic background? Show me your mark sheets. You must carry your original mark sheets. If you have been awarded a degree, please carry your degree with you. What do you plan to do once you complete your education? The only acceptable answer for this question is that you plan to come back to your home country. You cannot state that you wish to work in the US or UK. Remember, you are applying for a non-immigrant visa, which basically means that your purpose for entering the US is education only. How old are you? What do you think of the possibility of getting married in the US? This is a common question for women applicants. You can state that you are from a conservative family and your family will not allow you to get married in the US. If you are engaged, you can state it here. Where are your income tax returns? I want to see the IT returns for the past 2 years. Income tax papers are very important and must be carried with you. How many colleges did you apply to? Which ones? Where did you get in? Please know all the colleges you have applied to. The logic of this question is that the visa officer wants to know that you are a serious student, and hence you should have applied to more than one college. You are using most of your parents' savings. Wouldn't you rather earn and collect that money back in the US after you finish your education? There are two aspects of this question. First, you can state that you do not have to pay your parents back. Second, their income will replace all the savings you have used for your education. What are your test scores? Why is your GRE, GMAT, or SAT low? If your standardized test scores are low, you can state that you did well in the TOEFL and you have a strong academic background. Do you have any siblings? This is a straightforward question. Why don't you do this course in your home country? You must have done your research on your program, and you should be in a position to explain to the visa officer that the course you are applying for is not available in your home country. Or if your course is available in your home country, you should be able to explain why the US or UK is better. How do I know that you will come back after your education? You can state that you have X amount of assets in this country. Also, your family is here, and hence you have to come back. Do you wish to work in the United States? Do you plan to migrate to the US? Pretty obvious answers, aren't they? These are the main questions that you can be asked during a visa interview. If you have any doubts, please check with your counselor. Please remember that the most important things to carry with you is your self-confidence. Be confident of your answers and in the way you present yourself, and you will have no problems obtaining the student visa.